Like, bro, they were like little specks on the horizon. They're aiming their bow at you. They're probably more accurate than a bedrock skeleton. Like, you don't want to you don't want to be anywhere near those guys. YouTuber facing 5 years in prison. Bro, everyone's going to jail. Like, YouTuber faces 5 years in prison for disturbing an island tribe. Who does that?
This YouTuber has just been arrested and is facing 5
Am I
years in
going to
prison
jail?
after
Maybe it's a new craze.
Wait, hold on. Let's take a peek at his face.
disturbing a restrict. This YouTuber has just
I think he looks like slightly inconvenienced.
been arrested and is facing 5 years in prison after disturbing a restricted island and violating international law, all to film content and leave this ancient remote tribe a can of Coke. Ladies and gentlemen, we might have a new
So he he went to an ancient tribe to introduce Coca-Cola to him. Is this a part of like an ad? like a new Coca-Cola ad? They're going to use the footage.
contender for the Hall of Fame of complete morons.
An American tourist has been arrested for allegedly traveling to a restricted reserve on a remote island and leaving behind a can of Coke as an offering for the world's most isolated tribe to try. Mikhailo Viktorovich Polyakov was arrested in India's Andaman and Nicobar Islands after he allegedly visited a prohibited tribal reserve on North Sentinel Island.
How do you even get here? And bro,
If being handsome was a crime, I'd go to jail. Not because I'm handsome, but because I burn children. Smiley face emoji. Thumbs up emoji.
You know, that's pretty cool shocked face emoji. Exclamation point emoji. But dude, isn't North Sentinel Island like the island where they actively shoot arrows at anyone who passes by? How did bro get on the island to begin with?
In-game.
Without authorization.
You got to add that in game. And
So apparently we're doing this for content now. Well, that's a nightmare of an island that has for some reason attracted the wildest form of unwanted tourism, now including Mikhailo Polyakov, a 24-year-old American YouTuber known for thrill-seeking adventure vlogs and now for violating international law. He goes by the Neo-Orientalist on YouTube and has a few thousand subscribers and is currently
there's no way bro is going to North Sentinel Island with 2,000 subscribers.
international law. He goes by the Neo-Orientalist.
There's no way bro has 2,000 subscribers in visiting North Sentinel Island. I'm still in shock. Dog, want to go to Alcatraz? Bro, that's better than North Sentinel Island any day of the week. Sure, I played BO2 Zombies.
Did he live stream?
You know, that would have been a pretty fire live stream. Like the title could have been like introducing Coca-Cola Wait, no. Having North Sentinel Island tribesmen rank Coca-Cola, Pepsi,
List on YouTube and has a few thousand
Dr.
subscribers
Pepper.
and is currently making headlines for illegally landing on the North Sentinel Island, home to the famous
And I can already picture the title. He was just like, all right, make this face like you accidentally stubbed your toe on an ant pile. Right? And then he used that, and then he put like S tier, A tier, and then F tier. And then he put like Dr. Pepper or like question mark on the very top.
uncontacted Sentinelese tribe. You know, the people who've made it extremely clear that they want nothing to do with the outside world. Like, arrow to the head, level of clear.
Tucked away in the picturesque waters.
You're on
of the
this
Bay of
island right now
Bengal
trying to give him
exists
Coke?
A tiny island that has captured imagination.
Bro, this is gonna happen to you.
Centuries. But its beauty as a tropical paradise is not what has garnered attention. Rather, it is the often violent,
Oh my God.
uncontacted tribe that calls the island home. For most, this island is a window into the past and an opportunity to understand how ancient people lived. But for some, this island has become their final resting place.
Well, what did Polyakov actually do? He showed up to Point Blair, the capital of the Andaman of the Nicobar Islands, with the camera, an inflatable boat, and apparently zero regard
Archery
for history or
100.
laws. On March 29th, he set off solo
Yeah, dude.
on his boat, which, by the way, I guess is the YouTube version of Hold My Beer. After a 9-hour journey, he reached
And bro, if they're confident they're gonna hit you from that far away, like bro, they were like little specks on the horizon. They're aiming their bow at you. They're probably more accurate than a bedrock skeleton. Like you don't want to be anywhere near those guys.
reached the northeastern shore of the North Sentinel Island, ready to go full Columbus, but instead of smallpox and holy crosses, he brought a Diet Coke and a coconut, not even a full meal.
But he has 2,000 subscribers, 18 videos. He's going to North Sentinel Island with a coconut and a Coke to give to him.
Just a weird snack combo and a whistle. Come on, dude. And with this whistle, he tried to get the tribe's attention. And obviously blowing a whistle at an uncontacted tribe, I guess that's how you get a collaboration invite.
Polyakov spent roughly an hour blowing a whistle from his inflatable boat in hopes of drawing attention.
Bro, he's in an inflatable boat, too. Easily poppable. He's stranded there. Did he go there and he was like accepted into the tribe? Honestly, that should be studied.
To himself, but received no response. He
They
landed on
see a
the island for
helicopter.
roughly 5
Yo,
minutes.
dragons.
Like, they don't know what they're looking at. Like a helicopter, like what is that to him? A floating device, a flying god.
During which he collected samples, recorded a video, and left behind a can of soda and a coconut
What if they more
as
of a
offerings
Pepsi
for the
tribe?
Sentinelese tribe.
What if they're a Pepsi tribe? Yeah, what if they're a Dr. Pepper tribe? That's what I'm saying. You got to bring all three and you got to have them rank them on a tier list. Now that's what Mr. B should do. Untouched potential, right?
I feel like the ingredients of a Diet Coke would probably burn a hole in the tribe's stomach, man. Like, let's just, let's chill here. Let's not leave that for them. But thankfully, he didn't make contact. For his own sake, but also he did collect some sand, film on the beach, and then I guess peaced out like it was some regular beach day. Mission Trespass on Sacred Land is complete, but here's the plot twist. Back on the mainland, some
I'm just really curious on how bro didn't die. I'm really like, did he release the footage? Can he release the footage?
local fishermen saw what he was up to and reported him. Polyakov was arrested on March 31st, now faces multiple charges, including violation under India's Foreigners Act and tribal protection laws. If convicted, he's looking at up to 5 years in Indian prison, which
God
is a
damn.
pretty steep price for a simple vlog title.
I know it smells bad in there.
Bro got that John Wick plot armor.
He definitely does. But bro, in 5 years in Indian prison, where's the prison located at? Because that could be rough. That could be horrible.
Why are some influencers committing crimes in countries where you would never ever want to go to prison in? I mean, we just covered Vitali. Why would you ever break laws in countries that have prisons that look like this? But also,
Oh, wait, hold on. That's the prison?
break laws in countries that have prisons
Oh, man. Is bro's pillow a napkin? A paper towel?
that look like this. But also, honestly, the amount of time sounds a little short for what he actually did. Because let's be real, what he did wasn't brave. This is just incredibly reckless. Indigenous groups, legal experts, and common sense all agree that you don't mess with the Sentinelese. Not because they're scary, well, they are as well, but because we are. We carry diseases that they've never been exposed to. Contact could wipe them out, like it did so many other tribes throughout history.
Man, just wait till bro says, yeah, I was a little under the weather that day.
But you know, for
Not
the
a
sake of this
bad
video, let's
setup, to
put all
be
the dangers
honest.
to this tribe
Yeah.
aside. Let's put all the international law to the
I mean, if they got a TV, they're already ahead of most.
side. Let's just say this is an extremely stupid move considering how multiple journalists, missionaries, and many more have died for attempting to do this exact
Honestly,
thing.
that
So,
room
for
looked
those who
more
don't know, let me
comfortable
break
than me
down what this
sleeping at my
island is
girl's
and why
house.
this tribe has a history of people needing to stay far away from it. All right, picture this: a beautiful tropical island straight out of a travel brochure, white sand, blue water, lush jungle, and if you step foot on it, you might get hit with an arrow.
Hey, you. You're that IRL streamer, aren't you? I used to do content like you until I took a 2.5 meter long arrow to the knee.
This is exactly where all those Skyrim guards went. So, welcome to North Sentinel Island, where
Oh,
the
yeah.
local vibe is no visitors ever. It's home to the Sentinelese, possibly the last uncontacted tribe on Earth. And when I say uncontacted, I mean they've been ghosting humanity for thousands of years.
I mean, apparently, bro, like, you know, successfully landed on on the island with an inflatable boat. Somehow didn't get the boat popped and gave him a Coca-Cola. What was their reaction?
These people are the real-life
I
version
can
of
change them.
hardcore Minecraft. They're like that tribal YouTube channel that went like super viral for building crazy stuff with mud, but minus the excavators because, you know, they were also exposed for that. So while neighboring islands have been colonized, developed, and turned into places where you can probably get Wi-Fi and an overpriced smoothie, North Sentinel Island have stayed essentially stuck in time.
Honestly,
on
that's
purpose.
respectful.
They basically told
No,
the
it
rest of
is.
the world that they don't want any technology. No, thank you. The first time they were caught on camera, you could literally see them try to put arrows through the people filming.
At last, the first glimpse of the Sentinelese.
No, exactly, bro. Look how far away they are.
This
Look how far away they are. Bro is pulling his arrow back. Look how far away they are.
tribe believes in total isolation. It will not tolerate a stranger.
As is
They're
obvious,
zooming
the
in
footage, the
100
tribe had no
times right
interest
now.
in making friends.
Are they holding up coconuts? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be. Is that like, who is that guy? Who's that guy think he is?
Is that tongue sa or
You know, it's probably Bombadillo
they got a
Crocodilo,
corgo
dude.
on the bow?
Dude, that is crazy. What are they holding up?
And rather buried half of the gifts they'd been given before shooting arrows toward the film crew.
A member of our film unit was wounded by one of the many arrows, each 2.5 meters long.
Wait, they got
So
hit,
either
they got
Michaelis
hit by
saw
the
this,
arrow.
did his research beforehand and said, screw it, a 2.5 meter arrow, that ain't that bad. Or he didn't prepare for this trip at all. But I have a feeling he kind of did, because he showed up with a coconut. And we will learn later on that the only contact that humans have had that has been a positive contact with this island has been because they were bribing them with coconuts. But if it was up
That's insane. Would you fold for a coconut?
to me, one simple Google search would that would
They got
make my
demoves
mind
too.
up. I would.
Yeah, dude.
Took me 15 seconds to realize I would never want to go to that island. But I've also realized that there's a very big difference in how normal people operate and think compared to the people that I normally cover here on this channel. There's a very big difference. Well, the first real sighting of this island came in 1771 when a British ship spotted flickers
You'd
of
fold
fire
for a
on shore.
kiwi?
Probably
No, I
cooking
would
dinner
too.
or prepping the arrows.
Them
Hard
junks
to
are
say.
good.
But
I got
things
another
real
pack
in
of
the
7.
1890s when an escaped prisoner washed up on the island. Search parties went to look for him and they found him full of arrows. Definitely not a warm welcome. That's more like get off my lawn, but in a really intense way. Fast forward to the 1960s, Indian anthropologists
New
decided to go
Fortnite
play
dance
National
unlocked.
Geographic and roll up
Tongue,
with boats full of
coconut.
gifts, coconuts, metal tools, plastic stuff, basically just this weird early version of an Amazon delivery. First visit, nobody home. The tribe, I guess, just dipped into
Dude, speaking about coconuts, should I order a flatbread pizza?
the jungle, left their huts, fires, and food behind like you weren't invited. But then came this rare moment of success in the 90s, where an anthropologist named Madhumala Chattopadhyay oh no. It's when an anthropologist named joined the crew. First woman to try, by the way, and the team floated coconuts towards the beach.
Oh my
and
God.
the Sentinelese actually came out to grab them. I mean, one guy even checked out the boat like he was browsing a used car lot. So that was cool because it was calm, peaceful, no one got stabbed.
The
Great.
fuck does
For
that
the
have
next
to do
visit,
with anything?
things escalated. Because since 19
I don't know, dude. Yeah, dude, they're giving them coconuts to like eat and drink. Like, I'm kind of hungry right now. That's why it's relevant.
1996, it's been straight up illegal to go anywhere near this North Sentinel Island. The law says don't go within 3 nautical miles unless you're trying to get featured in some news headline saying tourist impaled by dozens of arrows on this remote island. And that's exactly what happened to some fishermen.
2 men aged 48 and 52 were fishing for mud crabs near the island. However, the pair got so
Bro, speaking about pineapple, oh my God, dude. So I ordered delivery like about a week ago for a pizza for some za, and it was a pepperoni and cheese pizza. They straight up gave me a cheese and pineapple pizza. I was so disappointed. Guess what? I still ate it though. But I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed, dude. It's the most simple, like, dude, you have to go out of your way to put pineapple on a pizza. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
drunk that while sleeping, the anchor of the
Bro, you could have made it a cheese pizza. I would have been fine.
boat, which was a rock tied to a
it's
rope,
frog
fell
fucking
apart and drifted the
disgusting.
men toward North Sentinel. The following morning, fellow fishermen said they tried to shout at the men and warn them that they were in danger. However, they did not respond. They were probably drunk, and the boat drifted into the shallows where they were attacked and killed.
Yeah, that's a rough fishing spot. You go out to fish and get a little drunk and you end up in the worst possible spot ever. But recently, this also happened to another American tourist in 2018. Enter John Allen Cho, a 26-year-old missionary, adventurer, and how do I put it, a guy with a terrible
Oh,
plan. Because
no,
I guess he
dude.
hired a fisherman to smuggle him to the island.
It's always an American dude. Notice that? It's always an American dude. All of these examples, they've been American.
Because he wanted to convert the Sentinelese to Christianity, which is a very bold move. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised at Jehovah's Witness.
Bro thinks he's Elden Lord. He's going to a ancient tribe on a remote island that's been known to put arrows in people, thinking he can convert them.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
Bro, I don't know what a kilometer is either, dude. Isn't that like a mile? 3 miles? I don't know, dude. Does it work like a yardstick? Like 3 feet equals 1 meter? I don't know.
Witness hasn't tried this yet, but I guess that just goes to show you that some front lawns can't even be passed by a Jehovah's Witness. But this guy actually wrote in his diary, "My name is John, I love you and Jesus loves you," and the Sentinelese were like, "Cool story, here's an arrow." Apparently even his Bible was hit with an arrow, and according to the people from his mission, this wasn't like John just got up and decided to do this on a whim. he tried to prepare for this.
Although, according to the head of the mission he was
1K
working
meters.
for, John was
I googled
significantly more prepared.
1K
All Chow's
meters,
decisions,
okay, good to
including
know.
his studies of sports science and training and working as a wilderness emergency medical technician, and classes he took in linguistics and cultural anthropology, were in preparation to share Jesus with the North Sentinelese. He was very well prepared for this
3,000 feet.
moment.
1
so
kilometer.
He was as prepped for this as a person, I guess, could be, and still it ended very badly. Almost like this shouldn't be attempted no matter what you try to do. The actual breakdown of what happened to John happened over 3 days. Day 1, he paddled over in a kayak carrying fish, gifts, and a Bible. When he got near the beach, the Sentinelese shot arrows at him, including one from a kid that nailed his waterproof Bible. And listen, if a child shoots an arrow through your scripture, that's probably your divine sign to turn around. But
Yeah.
did Chow leave? No, of course not. He tried again.
Good
This
horror
time
movie
he wrote in
idea
his journal, God, if you want me to be killed.
This
so
is
be
a
it."
good horror
Dude,
movie
if
idea.
you believe in God, you can also argue that God
Probably
gave you
already
a warning to
happened,
avoid
though.
this. But on day 3, the fishermen watched from a distance as the Sentinelese dragged his body across the sand and buried it. John Allen Cho was killed, just like nearly every person before him who tried to enter this island without permission. So, why all the secrecy? Why the arrows? Well, again, beyond protecting their culture, there's a very real risk. The Sentinelese have zero immunity to common diseases, and even a cold could wipe them out. So yes, going there could literally be fatal to them and to you. I mean, even a Diet Coke could kill them, but
Honestly, like the most stereotypical like movie setup for that would be like, oh, some college kids, they heard of the story of an island with a tribe, and it's like spring break or something. They're like, let's go there. And then they get drunk, and then they get lost on the island, and then bada bing, bada boom.
I don't know. The
They get wiped out one by one.
point is, none of us know. A random YouTuber like Mikalo for sure doesn't know. And at the end of the day, North Sentinel isn't a lost island. It's not a mystery to solve. It's a community that just wants to be left alone. And honestly, you should kind of respect that. Now let's be real. If the first 5 arrows landing right next to you won't, maybe the 6th will. Now, Mikalo is currently detained in India and is due back in court on April 17th. But honestly, this was the best case scenario for something as stupid as this because he didn't actually manage to make contact with them.
Oh,
He got arrested instead of dying in some horrific way, and he will likely get to enjoy the rest of his life without
wait. So bro didn't actually make contact. Were they all sleeping when he showed up? Like when did bro show up? He already made it further than most, actually.
it ending with like 80 million arrows in himself. But guys with live streams and cameras, we gotta chill. Whether you're in Japan or Korea,
All right, guys, we're gonna IRL stream North Korea. We're gonna go we're gonna go restaurant hopping in North Korea, guys. IRL streaming. Who's ready?